So good morning students. Now in continuation with your optical network transmission modes, we'll go for your open system interconnection reference model. So we know that there are going to be 7 layers in your open system, your OSI reference model. So first the highest layer is going to be your application layer, where this application layer is going to be used for a user to access the information on. So the user can access this information available in this layer, or it can utilize the network by receiving a service there. So the service can be either a database management service, or it can be a network management service there. So here your application layer is going to act as a main interface for the users to interact through the applications within the network. Next is your presentation layer. So presentation layer is, it is going to transform the data to provide a standard interface for the application layer. Next layer is going to be your session layer. So session layer is going to control the dialogues between the intelligent devices. So here it is going to a session layer, since it is going to establish a dialogue between the intelligent devices. How the communication should take place is going to be decided by the session layer there. So it is going to establish a connection, manage the connection, terminate the connection between the local and the remote application. So session layer establishes, manages and terminates the connection between the local and the remote application. And the connections can be either a duplex connection, or it can be a half duplex operation, and it is going to establish a checkpoints, adjournment or termination and restart procedures depending upon how the data is going to be transferred. So the top 3 layers, that is your session layer, presentation layer and your application layer, are going to be called as the data driven levels. Next is we are going to go for your transport layer. So transport layer is nothing but there is going to be a transparent transfer of data between the end users. That means it is going to provide the reliable data transfer. So here it is going to control the reliability of the specific link through the flow control, segmentation or desegmentation and error control mechanism. So the protocols that are going to be used can be both your state and connection oriented. So here your transport layer is going to keep track of the packets, and it is going to retransmit the packets if it goes to fail. So the example is going to be your transmission control protocol. So we call it as a TCP protocol, which is going to be a connection oriented protocol. So it is going to provide a basic transfer between the nodes, where we are going to have the interconnection between the nodes, flow control, multiplexing with reliable priority and security. Next is a network layer. So network layer is nothing but it is going to be used for transferring the variable length data sequences between the source to the destination, and it can be done, the data transfer sequences can be done either through one or more networks there. So in this case, when I am going to transfer the data, I should see that the quality of service is going to be maintained as requested by your transport layer there. So here the network layer is going to perform the routing functions, segmentation or desegmentation, and report on any delivery errors. So we are going to have routers are also going to be present in this layer, which is going to be used for sending the data throughout the extended network. So here in that case, we can see that the internet transmission is going to be possible. The next layer is going to be the data link layer. So the data link layer is nothing but it is going to transfer the data between the network entities and to detect and potentially correct the errors that may occur in the physical layer. Your data link layer is going to be between the physical layer and the network layer. So whatever data it is going to receive from the physical layer, it should connect it to the network layer there. So when it is going to be connecting it, it should be able to detect and potentially correct if there is going to be any data in the error, and that should be rectified by your data link layer there. So here in this layer, we are going to use your network bridges and switches are going to be operated, so that the connectivity is going to be provided between the locally attached network nodes there. So which is going to be forming in the layer 2 domain for unicast and your broadcast forwarding. The lowest layer is going to be the physical layer. So in this physical layer, we are going to define all the electrical, optical and physical media specifications for the devices. So the physical media specification is nothing but the fiber type, the cable specifications, hubs, repeaters, network adapters, all are going to be available on the physical layer there. So here it is going to establish and it is going to terminate a connection to the communication medium there. And it is also going to ensure that the communication resources are going to be effectively shared among the multiple users. For example, if there is going to be a contention resolution, so in that case we have to have the flow control, contention resolution, and flow control is going to be implemented, and it is also going to carry out the data conversion between the equipment and the signal requirements of the communication channel there. So here these are the 7 layers, where a physical layer, the definition is going to be media, signal and binary transmission. The data unit is going to be in terms of bits. Next layer is going to be a data link, that is going to be a physical addressing. It is going to be, data unit is going to be in terms of frames. Third layer is your network layer, where your path determination and logical addressing is going to be taken care, which is going to be, the data unit is going to be packets. Transporters, you are going to establish an end-to-end connections and reliability, that is your, it is data unit is going to be in terms of segments. Session layer is going to be an inter-host communication, and the data unit is going to be a data only. A presentation is data representation and encryption, and the application layer is nothing but the network process to the application there. So here your first 3 layers are going to be called as the media layers, and the remaining 4 layers are going to be called as the host layers there. Next we are going to see about your optical transport network. So here we are going to have a set of facilities where we are going to have the optical fiber interconnections to be available to carry the data between the network elements, and it can switch or route the data from different customers into the network there. And this is going to provide, the transport network is going to provide transport, multiplexing, routing, supervision and survivability for the client signals. So here the current standard which you are going to use for voice and data traffic in your public switch telecommunication network are going to be your optical channel transport unit, optical channel data unit, optical channel payload unit. So here first we will see about the optical channel layer. So your optical channel layer is nothing but it is going to provide access for the end-to-end networking of the optical channels there, so that it can convey the user information. The user information should be conveyed transparently, and it is going to provide an end-to-end networking of your optical channels there. Next is your optical channel transport layer. So here it is going to have an additional functionality, that is nothing but adding the forward error correction to the network elements. So here in this case we are going, if there is going to be any error, that is going to be corrected. So in this optical channel transport unit layer we are going to have the functionality adding forward error correction to the network elements, and allowing these carrier operators to reduce the number of optical devices and switches used in the network. That is your amplifiers, multiplexers, 3R regenerators, all this, the number of devices should be reduced. That is going to be taken care by your optical channel transport unit layer there. Next is the other functions of your OTU layers are, it is going to ensure the connection rearrangement so that we can have the flexible routing there, and it is going to encapsulate 2 additional layers, that is your optical channel data unit and the optical channel payload unit. So the optical channel data unit is going to be your client independent connectivity, and it is going to provide your connection protection and monitoring there. So your optical payload channel payload unit is going to access the payload information of your SDH or your SONET signal. So here we are going to have the different sections, physical sections of the optical transport network are going to be interfaced based on the information which is going to be obtained from the optical transmission section, optical multiplexing section and optical physical section there. So here your optical transport section is nothing but the required information. A transmission section, name itself tells transmission. That means that the information about the optical transmission functionality for the optical signals to travel through the optical fibers, and the necessary switching operation is going to be done at the fiber endpoints. Optical multiplexing section. So optical multiplexing section is nothing but it is going to be a networking for multi-wavelength optical signal. And we are going to go for your optical physical section. So optical physical section is nothing but it is going to describe your optical characteristics of the physical section, so that it can provide the reduced functionality, and it can exclude those sections which are not going to be required to establish an interface between the 2 domains there. So here, based on this, there is going to be an interface that is going to be provided based on the information which is going to be obtained from your OTS, OAMS and OPS. So we are going to have a control plane where the control plane is going to consist of a set of protocols where these protocols are going to be related to your signaling and routing of the routing for distributed routing control, connection management and resource discovery when a connection is going to be required to be established between the two network nodes. So we say that your optical transport network is going to be a reconfigurable one and it can be automatically switched optical network there. So this architecture is going to be capable of switching the optical channels automatically when requested. So automatically switched optical networks are specified in ITU-T standard as International Telecommunication Unit standard as GA.8080. So here we can see that this is your optical channel, then this is your optical transport channel, optical channel transport unit, optical channel data unit, optical channel payload unit there. So this here in this case we are going to have your B is nothing but it is this layer is going to provide the full functionality, and the reduced functionality is we can reduce the we can combine these two channels, your OAMSN and your optical multiplexing channel and your optical transport channel can be combined and we can have it as your OPSN. So this is going to have a reduced functionality. So you can see that you are going to have the source here and you are going to have a destination there. So we are going to divide the regions into your optical subnetwork. So here we are going to have the total region is going to be divided into optical subnetworks there. So in these optical subnetworks you are going to have an optical amplifier to be present there. So you can see that this is your optical amplifier, this is your optical multiplexer. So here in this network, so suppose if I am going to consider an optical subnetwork, it is going to be divided into two because an amplifier is going to be there. So that means that we are going to have two OTS signals to be present in this subnetwork there. And then for this we are going to multiplex these two signals. So to multiplex the signals, you are going to use your single OMS and your optical channel is going to be used and your optical transport unit is also going to be used there. So here in this total region if I am going to see, I am going to use another optical subnetwork where this optical subnetwork is going to use your OTS, your OMS, OCH and OTU. And these two optical subnetworks is going to form a region or a domain. So that is called as intra-domain interface there. And when I want to communicate here between these two optical networks, you are going to go for your OTN, your optical transport network, that is your inter-domain interface there. So in an inter-domain interface, when I want to connect these two domains, these two nodes, again I need an OPS, your optical channel, your OTU, that is your optical channel transport unit, and your optical channel data unit there. Then again for this we can see that we are going to have two optical amplifiers and a multiplexer is going to be available here. So or we can say it as an optical cross connect or your add or drop terminal multiplexer there. So your OMS termination. So we say that so from this node to this optical amplifier I need one optical transmission system, and from this optical amplifier to this multiplex network I need another OTS there, and these two can be combined as a multiplex. So here we say it is your optical multiplex system termination there. And next is this both optical multiplex termination can be defined as a single optical channel, and it is going to provide a single optical channel transport unit there. So here we are going to have this nothing but the end of the network, there is a 3R regeneration there. So where your optical channel is going to be terminated or your optical channel transport unit is going to be terminated there. And here we are going to have this hexagonal shape is nothing but a client axis where your optical data unit is going to be terminated. Thank you.